So being alone is kind of scary, right? It used to freak me out. Like, silence felt really loud, time felt slow, and it was like the voices inside my head were uncomfortable because I could actually hear them, and I was actually like listening to them rather than just being like, go away. Like, also when you feel alone, you start getting paranoid that something's gonna crawl out of your cupboard and unalive you. So there's that too. Hi, I'm Emily Rose, and this is In Her Head, a podcast for the girls and the people who overthink, dream too big, and today is a reminder, kind of, because we sometimes forget how cool it is to just be with yourself. Today we're talking about how to actually enjoy being alone, not just like in a self-help kind of helpy kind of way, not like a 5 steps to solitude, like just a real kind of chat about why it's okay to not always be on. So why does being alone feel uncomfortable? I guess as teenagers we're not, and I guess as kids too, maybe even adults, we're not really taught how to be alone. Especially as teen, there's always pressure to be doing something, like you go to a party, you're being social, you have to have a life is what I guess people say. And if you enjoy being alone or you don't do those things, then you don't have a life. That's not something people want said about them. There's pressure to like always be social or productive. Like, you can't just be by yourself if you're not doing anything. So many people have FOMO or fear of missing out on all the fun things, but I think learning how to prioritize your own time and realize that you're not missing out on anything. It's just an experience you're not having, right? I guess I've only realized recently that like being alone doesn't have to mean you're alone. It doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks. I used to hate like walking by myself through school or like sitting alone before like my friends came along, and I realized that there's no reason to be embarrassed by that. Other people saying that it looks weird or like that you're alone are probably that's just their insecurity projecting onto you. If you're happy, they can mind their own business. So what changed for me was alone time became less about what I wasn't doing and more about having space and choosing to be alone and doing things because I didn't want to have other people like constantly weighing on me. I started doing little things just for me, doing walks and listening to playlists and journaling, you know, filming, getting a project, because if you have something purposeful that you're doing that creates something or that helps you a better person, then it's kind of not totally useless. And alone time is never useless because it kind of helps you reflect. And I was talking about in the last episode how you can do like shadow work and working on self-love, and that's really great for alone time, because if you're doing those kinds of deep thinking when you're around other people, often your thoughts get clouded by other people's opinions and to fit how other people want you to feel or how you think other people want you to feel. I just kind of realized that you don't have to be performing or proving anything when you're by yourself, and I think sometimes we forget how tiring it is to be constantly on display and doing things to make other people feel more comfortable. The moment I realized I wasn't bored, I was just uncomfortable with myself. That was like the start of little habits to make being alone feel good. It takes time to be super comfortable with yourself and feeling alone but not lonely. Some ideas for how to fill this time so it doesn't feel like you're just sitting, you know, by yourself. Light a candle, play a playlist, set the vibe. Once you have a comfortable mood and like a space that you feel safe in, it helps being alone because you don't feel alone, you feel at home. Obviously if you're out somewhere and you can't exactly do this, but you don't want to feel lonely when you're alone, like you're sitting at school and there's nobody else there. Music, definitely, if you're allowed. Also just realizing that nobody else cares. Stare at them. If they question why you're sitting on your own, just say, oh, and I don't like people, you know? Like, it's none of their business. How to get better at being alone in public. Go on solo dates. Now this is so scary at first. Live near like a store or like an IGA or like a shop. Take your phone, but don't be on it the whole time. And don't let the fact that you're alone make you any less confident that you're there. Romanticize the quiet. So when you don't have to fill the silence, you can just be in peace, journal, stretch, listen to a podcast, and learn the difference between needing people versus needing a presence with you. For instance, sometimes when you need someone, you're going through something tough, or you have really exciting news and you want a specific person or just people that you love to be around you, that's needing people. Presence is needing someone else to help fill the space, and that's what we're trying to learn how to do on our own. Like having your own personality and your own opinion fill the space instead of needing someone else. Really get to know yourself, because that helps with everything. One of the most powerful things you can do is get to know yourself and know who you are and what you feel and what you like and what you don't like. You don't have to love being alone all the time, but you deserve to feel safe, happy, and inspired when it's just you. You're not like a half of a person, you're a whole person. You shouldn't feel incomplete when someone else isn't there, and that's something really powerful. In a lot of situations, you might stay or hang out or be around people that you don't think are good for you because you're afraid that if you don't have them, then you'll have no one. The more you can get used to being on your own and being okay with that, it means no one can ever have that power over you. You're gonna be completely alone, and then you can just say, well, I'm okay with being alone. Being around bad people is not necessarily better than being alone. You can be in a room full of people and still feel lonely. At peace with yourself, and you never need anyone else to make you feel like yourself or you're whole. So try something small. You walk by yourself to your class, or in silence for 10 minutes and just reflect and realize that your presence is enough without anyone else around. Thank you for listening, and this was shorter than the last one, but that's because the last one I had a lot to say, and this one is it's very subjective. So who you are is different to someone else, and it's harder to give you strict advice when it doesn't really work like that for everyone. If you like this episode, you can subscribe or send it to someone who maybe needs a reminder that their own company is enough. I'll see you next Sunday, or sooner if I get impulsive again and upload a bonus one. I do not think I'm gonna have the energy and motivation to continue uploading every single day. I'm going to die out very fast. So I'll probably see you next Sunday unless I think of something really interesting and relatable to talk about. If you have any ideas for like another podcast episode, I'm always open to leave a comment, say, oh, I want a podcast episode on this. And if I don't know anything about it, I will research. I will get some facts. So rather than being afraid of being alone, you find power and strength in being alone. Have a amazing day. Blue skies, 0 clouds in the sky. Like the most gorgeous blue sky I think I've ever seen. I think it's gonna be hot, but I'm gonna touch it anyway. I have a candle lit. That's me done yapping for today. That is quite enough. Okay, well, have a wonderful day. I will see you later. I'm gonna go edit this, and it's probably gonna be really annoying because I don't know if you've ever edited a podcast. You probably haven't. Editing a podcast is like really hard. You have to like click everything and put it all together, and my audio always gets lost, and it's so annoying. Anyway,